Hey guys, I'm Tim.
I'm Bob.
I'm Dan.
And this is the Board Game Rundown. Today we are going to talk about Treasure Island. This is a 2 to 5 player game from Matago, ages 10 and up. 45 minutes in the playtime. I can see that. It was, while kind of being, I think, one of the potential for like a little bit of a crunchier hidden movement game. I do feel like it plays pretty quick, even when we were playing properly, because I blame the rule book a little bit on not being like super clear on everything.
On the move actions, yeah.
Right. But essentially, in this game, one player is playing Long John Silver, and he has hidden his treasure somewhere on the island. And he is going to mark it on the map anywhere he wants. Can't be outside or inside of a red line, right? So not in the deep water on the outside of the island, and not in the volcano or the mountain ranges that are on the island. The other players play as pirates. They've got starting locations based on their color, and they're going to be moving around, taking actions, trying to find the treasure. Because after a certain amount of time, Captain Silver is going to escape from the prison, and he is going to try to get to his treasure before everybody else can.
Yes.
And it's really pretty straightforward. On a player's turn, depending on the date, they are either going to be able to take one action or two actions, and that tells you by the star on the date. It's very straightforward. You can move up to 6 miles, which we've got this ruler. Boop, I'm just going to move that now. You've got this ruler. You drop it down. You take your marker, and you draw 6 miles out.
It's important to make sure that you draw your lines on there and leave them,
and
circle your locations that you're searching.
Right.
Yeah.
Because once you move, your line can't cross through a red line. But other than that, you can go anywhere. You can end in the middle of water as long as it's the shallow water around the islands, and you're fine. Another action you can do is move a short move, right?
Yep, short move up to 3 miles and do a search.
Up to 3 miles, and then you can do a small search. Small search is you put your you draw a little X on where you ended your move. Like let's just say Dan's right there, and does a small search. Now you're gonna take this ring here, and you're gonna put it anywhere over your X, and then once you do that. Or your X can be right in the middle. Anywhere, as long as your X is somewhere within the ring. And then, like, for example, we've got, it probably doesn't show up really well here, but there's a green circle right there. You draw a green thing in the circle, and then you go, is there treasure there or not? When you do a search, Long John Silver can opt to put a token into this cool little treasure chest, which may give you an extra clue. It might say it is east of you or west of you. It may give you an extra action. It may give you an extra move. There's several different things, or you could give them nothing. You technically, if it's nothing, you don't even hand them the chest. But I was enjoying handing them an empty chest. Or if they find it, you can put the treasure token in the chest and hand it to them.
Yeah, I like the idea with that we are finding just like it's like
clues.
This is the island where everyone buried their chest, and we're just finding endless empty chests, and we're like, ah,
that's one ain't it.
Like it's like the iconic shoveling ting, and then you open the chest and it's empty, and you're
Right.
like, why is this here?
And then the other action you can do would be a large search. So it's just like the small search.
Just a larger area.
You're just a larger area. And again, you put this ring somewhere around your X. Either your X is inside of it or on an edge. And then once you've got it set, you draw your circle. And then again, Long John Silver will say yay or nay. There are some unique actions and some asymmetric player actions, which may give you extra clues. There's ways to verify whether or not clues you've been given are true or false. There are also these really awesome district cards, right? So this is a tiny version of the whole map, and it's going to gray out an area. There's these white dotted lines that go around that may or may not be visible, and that's essentially a district. And it's going to say it's not in this district, and everybody is going to start with one of these, so you're going to already have some information going into the game. You're going to know this is, don't worry about this area. Long John Silver is going to have these clue cards. He starts with 3. When you play one, you draw another one. And if they don't have the little treasure chest icon, you can play whichever one you want. If it's got the treasure chest icon on it, you must have given someone an extra clue to be able to use the special one. When you get to the certain spot on the board. So it's really interesting is Long John Silver has placed his treasure somewhere. On Monday, the 4th, in somebody, whoever's turn it is, right? Whoever moves their turn token there, decides which one of these black roofed prisons. There's 8 of them on the board. Which one Old Long John's going to be on? You could, in theory, hide your treasure in one of these prisons. And if you pick the one and, you put Long John in that prison, he could essentially, once he escapes, when he gets to the end,
win immediately.
He could win immediately.
Yeah.
Which would be hilarious. But anyways, so that designates where he's at. And then each time you get to a little clue marker, you're going to have to play another clue. You do get these...
couple of bluffs.
You get the ability to gain 2 bluffs. So a green check is it is true. I've told you factual information when I've given you this clue. The question mark is he may have been lying. Doesn't mean he was lying. He could have been telling the truth.
Yeah.
That's kind of fun, right? And these are always hidden unless you take one of your special actions that are limited and you would just cross it off on your board, your little individual board, that you have verified that it is either true or it's a bluff. Again, a bluff does not mean it's a lie.
Correct.
It's a bluff. And then once you get to this point, you get rid of the regular clues, and then you get the black spot clues, which are a little more intense. And I feel like they also potentially give away more information. Like the one we used in a game was if the treasure was within 1 mile of a search area. So we had all these search areas on the board, and because I felt comfortable playing this one because there were so many search areas, to just go, yes, it's within 1 mile. Now again, though, the guys didn't know if I was bluffing or not.
Correct.
When I played it. Because I had just picked up a bluff token. And so as you go, then once you get to here, all bets are off. Everybody just takes turns. I don't remember if you guys get 2 actions or not. I know Long John Silver gets 1 move action, 1 up to 6 mile move action. And then to try to get to the treasure before everybody else does. And you could, in theory, you could try to game that a little, right? Like, let's say my treasure was here where it was last time. And so I might just start off running like straight this way or straight this way to try to get everybody to
get away.
And then, like start jogging through. Now, again, normal move rules do apply, so you can't move through certain things. And I love it because there are cards in here that are like within X miles of the volcano, you have to say, right? So there's a volcano on the board. So you start at the center of the volcano, and you pop this bad boy down, and you would measure out the miles you need, and then you just go whoop and make a circle with the sound effect. Right?
Yeah. And slightly better than that.
No, just as terribly.
the suction
I love
cup
the compass.
sliding along the board.
I think the compass thing is super cool, though.
Oh, fantastic. We also have this thing.
Oh, yeah, there's the
he
compass.
He can give hints to
That
where he
thing.
cuts off a couple
Quadrants or whatever.
couple quadrants for you. And all this you're marking your board. Like, Bob, can you show off your board for people?
Sure.
Maybe to that side camera. Can that be a good one?
Let's see. What
See kind of like what our boards, we're marking stuff off, crossing sections off as we get more and more clues.
And everybody's got their own board, so you can
and
keep track.
asymmetric power.
Right.
Yep.
So
So everybody has these little cards with their characters on them. Here's one, and here's one. And then on the back is your asymmetrical abilities, like, oh, you can do this ability twice. You can do this ability once.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
Everybody's got something different.
Everybody's got something different. There's like more moves. There's wider
Extra
search, information.
We all played 2 different characters, I believe.
Right.
Yes.
Tim was a Long John both times.
Both
but I'm
times.
saying the survivors,
Pirates.
the other pirates. We each played 2 different ones, and I'll say the 2 that I played, I liked both their abilities. I didn't feel like, oh, this one's so much better, right? So one of them was double move.
Yeah.
And that's the only one that is like permanent the whole game.
Right. And the important thing about that, though, is
the large
normally when
circle
you
is.
move, it's a straight line, right? So by having technically 2 long moves, he could move and then angle in a different way and
Correct.
move again,
Yep.
which
Yeah.
is huge.
That's huge, but at the same time, double move, unless you think you might know where it is useless because you're just roaming around the board to where getting extra compass things is like hard evidence that you can do more than once, right? So I like that balance there. The large circle thing was very useful. That wound up being very useful.
the girl with the
drawing on the
monkey
outside.
that could do the search in a specific area without being there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 2 people had that. There was one with a large search and one with a small search.
Right. So somebody has a telescope and somebody's got the
The monkey.
monkey.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. But I mean, that's a very brief
Exactly.
explanation on how to play. We played a couple games of this, and I felt like both games were different enough
Yeah.
And again, we corrected a rule halfway through because I wasn't really sure. The rule book isn't like always clear on a ton of things. Now the rule book's not like really long or anything, and in some explanations, I feel like it's very strong. It was just a little fuzzy. So the way we were playing it is the person farthest away from the date moves their token to the thing, and then you get to take an action. And what we weren't doing was we were just saying now everybody gets to take one action.
Right.
And then, but what I believe is supposed to happen is that then this person now leapfrogs, now they go. And now this person leapfrogs and they go. And this person go.
Yeah, we were letting everybody go each time.
Yes, and so it was effectively giving you guys a lot more actions.
We believed we mathed it out, though, and we don't think it would have changed the outcome of the game,
Correct.
anything, which is why...
100%. Now, we would have gotten a lot closer.
Back here, yeah, and then and like way down here.
Right,
so
right.
It should have been okay.
Yeah, and it's fine. I feel good about it. We understand the rule. I mean, I did not... I lost both times, but it did not affect my enjoyment because I feel like once we were... Especially once we started playing it better, just even having a better grasp of everything, I felt like I had an even better experience understanding it better, and not like, oh, I like the other way better. Like that was. Like,
I mean, I like the other way better, getting extra free action.
Right. But anyways, guys. So, what are some of your thoughts?
So I'm just going to say really quick general thing is you might have heard about this before. This game gets hated on by some people comparing it to games like Crypt and stuff because this game is much less exact. It's designed in a way that's kind of loosey-goosey. Tim has to see, okay, well, Dan's circle here is like kind of on the X, so like, is that a yes, is that a no? Oh, is that like 1 millimeter off? There's not an exact science here, and the game knows that. And I've heard a lot of people kind of complain about this game saying like, oh, well, the person just kind of decides if it's close enough or not. I don't care. I don't see that as a problem.
I'm not going to honestly, I don't want to play with people that are going to be that big of a jerk about it.
Exactly.
Right. Now,
a short little deduction.
I feel like if
this.
your line touches it, right, then you're good.
Sure. Like if you see these two things here and how you had it there, like you could have been like, oh no, actually it was right between those two little circles there. Sorry.
And then we would never let him be Long John Silver.
Correct.
Hope
enjoyed your last play.
I have a hard enough time making friends that would not do me any favors.
But so
yes,
compared to other like straight deduction games like this, it's more loose, it's more casual.
Yes.
I think, which is funny. You kind of said crunchy earlier. I find this one much more casual.
I guess I feel like it's crunchier because of the all of the measuring.
There's a lot of information and measuring going on.
And a lot of information given out. So maybe...
I'm not sure crunchy is the word I would use.
I don't know if crunchy... Maybe more intimidating than some.
Sure.
I'll say, though, the intimidation factor also goes into the freaking beauty factor here. I don't know which board, which camera it shows up on and everything, but I love the look of this board, these black intersecting circles. We got the red path and circles. We got the green path and circles and the orange path and circles. And then Jeff's amazing little random orange one right here, too. But
where he was so close.
Yeah, so close.
So close.
But,
now, that is clear, right?
Right. Which is funny because that one was way out of nowhere, too, because Jeff was way over here, and he used a card to just search somewhere random, and he almost nailed it.
Right, but to be clear, right, there's a difference
that
between
is
the circle that found the treasure and the circle that didn't. Right?
Exactly.
You crossed over.
I completely agree. I'm saying I think there are people out there that'd be like, "Oh, we're so close."
Yeah.
Like, I've heard it.
Right. But everybody would agree that
yes,
was
100%. I think Jeff even was like, "I was." It's not like he was like, "Oh, I had that." He was just like, "Oh, I was so close."
Yeah,
right? It was his reaction.
Yeah.
Also, for everyone out there, this is obviously beautiful to me, but it's overwhelming. So you can actually lift up that half towards that camera. And it's the other half is sepia toned with everything that's not important drowned out, so that all the markers, like as a matter of fact, so all the markers show up a lot better on
You have to
this
go in a
side.
straight line.
Yeah.
No, that's my movement.
I'm really cheating.
I was like, I know it's here somewhere.
So don't forget to wipe that off. But yeah, because one of the problems we did have was that on the other side of this map, the green does not show up super well.
Or at all for colorblind.
Or for colorblind. So...
Take that.
Right, the orange and the red look great.
Yep.
And the black, of course, looks fantastic.
The blue's a little too light, or the green's a little too light.
The green's a little too light.
Yeah, there's too much other green that just kind of blends in.
I could see the blue being a problem, too. I don't remember your marks last time, Bob, only if it like
No,
crosses over water.
No, I didn't even have... It wasn't bad
That's
at all.
not that bad.
Yeah, it seems fine.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
So, anyway, I just want
the
to
markers are nice. There's been a lot of games that have come out with the dry erase markers, and I end up having to buy a
Right,
package
more.
of dry. Yeah, these are really wet. I guess would be the
I
word
said
to
like
use.
I said like 10 minutes into our first
Yeah,
play. I
these
said
marks are nice.
these are the best markers I've ever seen come
Yep.
with a board game, like a dry erase board
Well,
game.
I think Matago generally puts out very well-made games.
Production
Whether
value's
whether
good.
you like them or not, I mean, component-wise, I feel
Sure.
like their components are usually pretty
Which is
strong.
always the first thing you jump into, Tim.
I do.
Components.
I do like to talk about components, and I think the components for this game are amazing.
They're amazing.
And I feel like on theme, like this is a game that if theme matters to
Yeah.
you,
I mean, look,
the theme is here.
Yeah.
you're using this, guys.
Yeah.
You're using this to draw
Plotting
a
course.
freaking circle. That's
It's so
crazy.
Good. It's so good.
It
I
is.
I don't have to have theme in games, but when I have it, I freaking love it.
Yeah.
This-
It
this
does
was a
add another
game
layer.
We haven't done in a while, but this was a game where it wasn't anything crazy. But once we started playing and we saw the marking circle and stuff, I was like, okay, well, pirate ambient music on my phone, and
Oh,
like, I
right.
set off to the
Right.
side because I was like, I'm getting into this.
Yeah.
This is,
Yeah.
They did a great job with the art style, the components. It all feels
I think
very
all the components
on
are
theme.
really great.
Yep.
If you, whether or not you're a fan of the book Treasure Island or Muppets Treasure Island or
Sure.
any of the million
Everyone's a fan of Muppets Treasure Island.
incarnation, we've got cabin fever. Any of the incarnations of Treasure Island, you don't even have to be familiar with it to just enjoy like a pirate theme where they've all locked this
Yeah.
pirate in a tower and we're gonna go find his treasure.
I've never read the book.
Right.
So yeah,
Or Treasure Planet, people like that one a lot.
Yeah. I
Just
like
the
this
fact that they
turn
made the
order stuff.
they made the turn thing a calendar and everything.
Yeah.
Again, they really went
And
into
then
thing.
keep
This could have
moving.
just been a round marker.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
and that was a cool little, not like unique, I would say, but different. You don't see
Yes.
that a lot. This leapfrog.
yeah,
Yep.
and I like it.
mechanic.
I like it a lot. I think it works really well. I think the iconography on this board is really strong. Graphically, like I think the design is fantastic. I mean, even this now. I don't know. I guess like I don't have like eyesight problems.
Yeah.
But I feel like even the little these little guys are pretty good.
Oh yeah,
They're pretty
'cause
clear.
The white dots, and it's real clear on which one it
It's
is.
pretty clear on your map because you've got these bold white lines on
Yeah.
to separate the districts. So I feel like, and again, these are punch out. Like
Yeah.
they're thin punch
There's
out.
no cards in the game.
But
Yeah.
they're punch out. Yeah, Dan's like, where are the cards? And it's
Yeah.
like, I think it's these
Yeah,
tiles.
because I was setting up the game at the beginning. It was like put the black spot deck here, and I was like, where are the cards?
Yeah. And just so full clarification, I have a hard time. I can't tell the difference
Sure.
with these
Correct.
discs. However, the other side do have the silk screens, so that makes it super easy to tell. The miniatures, I was constantly grabbing the wrong one.
right.
So colorblind people beware.
Yeah, if this was my copy, I would probably end up like painting one of them.
Yes.
Making
Yeah.
them different colors that
yeah,
way.
there's something we could do, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you would still need to kind of make sure you were able to go pawn to,
Sure.
to token,
Yeah.
but whatever.
Like paint the guy's hat or something. They're like,
Yeah,
oh, it's the
yeah,
guy with the hat is that guy.
It
you know?
also truly doesn't matter.
A wash
like,
might even be
just use all the blue components and the green guy special ability.
Yeah,
Right?
there you
I'm
go.
just saying,
Sure.
none of that
Yeah.
matters
Sure.
at the end of the
Yeah,
day.
Right.
as long as this guy that you've got has the appropriate
If you're not
abilities
playing
on
with
it.
a full player count, I guess.
Right.
Sure.
I'm going to use your special ability. Oh, wait,
make it
I'm
even more
colorblind.
confusing.
There's Bob playing the colorblind card again.
Again. Put it back in the deck.
Okay, so that's enough about the game, probably.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's go into actual ratings and thoughts. So
Damn,
here,
how do we do our ratings?
yeah. There it is. So here at Board Game Rundown, we each give our own opinion because you might relate to one of us more than others. But then that's not super useful on Reddit, Board Game Geek, stuff like that. If you want to look up our rating for a game, so we'll each give our opinion and then we will average it together so that there's one number for websites and so that we can share. If someone says, "Hey, Board Game Rundown on Facebook, what'd you give Treasure Island?" We don't just say, "Well, Bob gave him this, I gave him this." We just say, "We gave it this," right? So yeah, we're gonna go 1 to 10. And let's see what we think. Tim
Yeah.
first. Tim's
Tim.
always first.
Tim likes to go first.
I
What do you-
always go last. It's my show. I go last. Which one of you guys wants to go first? Nice try, though.
I mean, I'll go first. I don't care.
All right, go for it,
It
Bobby.
doesn't bother me at all.
What do you got?
I enjoyed it. I really liked it. I like the tracking everything out and your lines and the circles and like the fact that you have to leave all that on there because your clues that you give later
Right,
on
because like
can
there is a
relate
clue
back to
that's like
things.
who walked closest.
Yeah, who,
Oh, I wanted
exactly.
that one to come out so bad.
Yeah.
I did too.
That's so
And you're like,
I
okay, let me
did
go back and
too.
trace my path.
Yeah.
I think that's super neat. Got to knock it a little bit because of the color
Colorblind
issues
stuff,
that
sure.
I've got with it. I think this day and age, you'd think they'd be a little more.
Yeah.
Well, this
Test that a
game
little
is
more.
Yeah.
2 years old at the time of making this video, but
Sure.
yes.
Yeah.
I mean, so question for you before you go too
Sure.
far. So I know that there are some games that are completely like
Off limits.
off limits.
Yes. This
Ones
one is
involving
not
chili
off.
peppers.
This is not off
Yes.
limits.
Yeah.
This is just
Not off
we
limits.
need to make maybe an
A
accommodation
couple of
or two.
adjustments. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of like I did with some of my other games.
Yeah.
And I would probably, if I had this game, I would keep it and make adjustments. Because some games I get the color and I'm like, nope, I'm not even going to bother with this one and get rid of it.
Yep.
But I would keep it. I would like it. I recommend it. I'd give it an 8.
Right on.
Cool.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
It's also really nice. Those, this is a little late now, but so you guys know these silk, whatever that's
Silk
called.
screen
Those are
printing?
stickers.
Well, they are stickers,
well,
but
sure.
I was going to
But- okay.
describe it as they are PNG stickers, whatever. They're see-through.
Oh yeah.
Wherever the picture isn't. So before you put the sticker on, I could actually totally see taking the green person,
Somebody-
for instance, paint them white. Paint them
Oh,
white. Paint this
yeah.
white. Put the sticker
Beautiful.
on.
Problem
Yeah,
solved.
put the
Look at
sticker
that.
on. And
Just get a
it's-
container of white out.
Yeah, and this is
Yeah.
this is and this since this is see-through sticker.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
It'll be white.
It'll still
on the
look white.
sticker
That's a
as
good
well.
idea.
So,
That's a good
so
idea,
That's
Dan.
something you guys
Yep.
could look into.
Oh
too.
wait, I know you gave it an 8.
Sure.
Just I think I already know the answer to this, but I want to ask you just for the purposes of the review.
Okay.
Do you like hidden movement games?
I do like hidden movement, but I don't really know if I consider this hidden movement, though.
Okay.
Because our movement's out in the open. You know?
Oh sure.
Yeah,
It's
there's no hidden
deduction.
Oh
like-
yeah, I guess there is no hidden movement.
Yeah.
you are
But there was a
moving.
hidden objective.
Yeah, and
Hidden
you are
objective,
moving
yes.
towards
Okay.
the hidden objective. At
Correct.
The end.
Interesting.
Yes.
Because in my brain, I kept thinking of this as a hidden movement.
Because you had your thing hidden and you were
right.
Yeah, but no,
Right.
there's no hidden.
Because
movement.
even
I was
long,
going to correct
even,
you earlier, but I let you
even
run with it.
Captain Silver
Yeah, moves out in the
moves
open.
publicly.
Yeah.
I get. We didn't say this at the very beginning too, because some people might think this because Tim is sitting behind a shield making notes, and we're all moving out here. It's not cooperative.
No.
This is everyone's versus everyone. It just so
Yeah.
happens that he has a different objective than the rest of
Yeah,
us.
it's not even necessarily a one verse many. It's a one verse, one verse, one verse, one verse.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
just a competitive game, but with
Correct.
this unique twist
Right,
of
one
one
with
hidden
player having an
information.
asymmetric end
One
goal.
one player, has a different way to win than
Yeah.
everybody else.
Yep.
Well,
so
the same way
that's
to win.
interesting.
So yeah.
But-
Well, yeah.
But to answer your question, yes, I truly
Okay.
enjoy hidden
Yeah.
movement games.
Okay, no.
However, this is not one.
Yeah. So, I mean, what would you qualify
This is
as?
straight deduction.
Deduction.
Okay,
Yeah, this is
deduction
straight
games.
deduction
Do you
game.
like deduction games?
Yes,
Okay.
I really do.
I thought you.
He loves
yeah.
Alchemists.
Yes,
which
I
is
love-
like
I
the
love
crunchiest
Alchemist. I love-
deduction game
Yes,
out there.
Loot of Lima is
Uh-huh,
a similar
that's a pretty
like.
crunchy one.
So
too.
yeah,
very crunchy
so
one.
I guess not.
I
hidden
do
movement.
enjoy those,
So
yes.
deduction game. So it's a
Yep.
deduction game. It rates an 8. That's pretty good.
Yeah, and I
because
probably would
it's-
have given it an 8.5 had all the components been more colorblind
Sure.
friendly.
Awesome.
But I'd
Nope,
knock it
that,
for
I,
that.
was just
Yep.
trying to put in
Contextualize
context.
for it,
yes, the rating.
Sure.
Tim, what do you think? I'm just kidding.
I tried.
So-
Hold on. Where am I bluffing?
So I'm glad you brought that up because that's something I was going to bring up on my review. Is I like this game a lot, but I have to in my mind compare it to all the other straight deduction games because
Sure.
I love Cryptid, I love Loot of Lima.
Yeah.
Like that game's
Haven't
almost.
played either of those.
Oh yeah.
I haven't played Alchemist. Loot of Lima is probably the crunchiest deduction game I've played,
Yep.
and I don't know if it's because you actually look at what you're doing and it's so straightforward, and then you're playing that game and you're like, my head hurts.
yeah. You're trying to wrap your brain around all this information.
And so I do like those more. I think
Uh-huh.
if I'm playing deduction, I tend to like crunchy deduction. And Cryptid, I guess, isn't crunchy.
Yeah.
But it's also more exact than this at the same time. So I liked this a lot, but when I'm comparing it in my giant thing of deduction games, I'd probably go with like a 7.5 right now.
Yeah.
I would recommend this game wholeheartedly, especially if you're into the theme. It really does come through, I think. It's not just slapped on, right?
Right.
Like
Right.
This, I
No,
really felt,
yeah.
I really like this. Man, there's nothing like one player standing up and drawing a circle with a sextant as everyone's looking at their map
And
being
they're like-
where could the treasure be?
And are they telling the truth?
Yeah, and is
so,
it
so
inside
here's
or
the other thing,
outside?
right? Is it was not within 6
4
miles
miles or 6 miles.
6 miles, right, of where Jeff was standing when it was here. Look how close it was to
Yeah.
that 6 mile
Yeah.
circle. I mean, it was.
That's tough.
I mean,
Did you take one of these? I like it also that they have like little
did.
rulers
I
that are
did.
calibrated for your little map, so you can measure things without
I
having to be
did.
obvious.
Yep.
I
Same thing
did
with
do that.
Same thing with God, I can't pick it up. Same thing with this guy.
The ruler's right here, Dan. Dan,
Yeah.
with the ruler being clear, Dan was like, "Where's the ruler? Where's the ruler?" It's like right in front. Where's the ruler at? I can't find the
couldn't
ruler.
find it, man.
Could
I
never
couldn't
find the
it.
ruler.
Put it in the same
But,
spot.
but yeah, same thing here. There's a little
Yep.
version for your little map.
Yep.
Love it.
Yeah, because you put your guy in the middle here, so that way he can take his thing. He
Yes.
could draw it on your map. Super cool.
Yes.
So
So a 7.5.
Yeah, I'd give it a 7.5. I
But
enjoyed it a lot.
That's still a recommend. And
Oh,
you had a good
100%.
time.
I
right?
would
Yeah.
recommend
Yeah.
it. I think it's great. Next time I play, I do want to try out the sepia side of
Yeah,
the map.
just
see what
see
it-
how that looks.
See what it looks like, because it might even be more on theme because it's a map.
Yeah, it could be because it looks like
more
an
map.
old paper
Yeah.
map. Yeah.
Right, and old Long John is giving you clues on the map,
Yeah,
right? As everybody
exactly.
is, they
X marks the
because that's the
spot.
idea is that you're asking Long John Silver.
No, it's over here. Oh no, it's not in this area.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
over here. I
exactly.
mean, if you want me to find it, you can just be like, it's right here. Oh, okay, thanks, I'm gonna go get it. I'll meet you over there.
So, I mean, all of I agree with everything you guys said. There's sometimes it's like, no, I think you're wrong about this.
Right.
I
You
think
usually say that, yeah.
Yeah. No, I think you guys are right on the money with all of these things. Obviously, I don't have the colorblind issue. The issue that I might have is that I think, well, there's players that are in our group that have AP real bad that I would
Yes.
never play this game with.
Yes.
Even though I love playing. I love playing games with some of these people, but there are some games I will never play with them.
I'll say on that regard really quick to jump in, I would play this with those people before something like Cryptid or
Okay,
Lumino,
fair
right?
enough,
And that's
fair enough.
part of why
Sure.
this one goes more towards the casual
Sure.
side.
Yes.
So like the
Um,
deduction games I like are like I like the Polish version of Mysterium. I know
Uh-huh.
snob because I don't like some of the new stuff they did with the.
I always played old school style, even though I have a new version.
There you go. Right. New version's got way better components.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Anyways.
I like Detective Club, and things like that. And so this, I think the other problem it might have is with like when you're trying to play games with your family or in-laws that aren't necessarily as hardcore gamers, they might be a little intimidated by.
Well, yeah, and if you're comparing this to those, this is definitely crunchy compared to Detective Club, right?
Sure,
Those
sure.
are like party games.
Almost, yeah.
So,
Yeah, very straightforward, right? So this is a little crunchier than those, a little less accessible, and I think also intimidating. I've had this game for like 2 months and was kind of intimidated by it because it's like, oh my gosh, there's all these things you got to
because it has
measure.
compasses and sextants.
Right. And then I just started watching a couple of how to play videos and was like, oh, that's not hard at all.
Right.
And
Yeah,
then,
once you start playing,
and then once we explain the rules, and again, everybody that I was teaching has played similar games or enough games that you can kind of, your brain just starts to work in certain ways, right? Where it's like these concepts make sense. Scaffolding, right? As you're building on other levels of learning. I come down exactly like you do, Bob. This is an 8. This is a very easy 8 for me. This there's times where I could definitely say this was an 8.5, but I think I don't see going below an 8 ever because I had such a good time with this.
Right, and same thing with me. I could see myself giving this an 8.
Yeah.
I am hardcore deduction fan. I love deduction games. I've played Sherlock Holmes Consulting Detective.
Yes.
And
so that's another deduction game that I played.
And I love Cryptid.
I feel like Time Stories is a deduction game in a way, but
it's puzzle solving for sure, which gets close to deduction.
But anyways,
Deducing
here
things.
nor there.
So
Yeah, sorry, I was just going to say, so I could see myself going to an 8 for sure. I just, with so many games in that repertoire, comparing them, I do think this is on the lower side of that, but that's to say the lower side is a 7.5.
Yeah.
Right.
So that averages out together 7.8.
7.8. Guys, this is a fantastic game. The components are great.
Yeah.
If
You
any
can
of
write
this,
on everything. Everything's dry erase. Right?
Yeah, it's all dry erase. It's so
Yeah.
awesome. I love it. So if any of this really like sounds appealing
start
to
coming
you,
off.
I would just say to go out and get this. This was like Dan and I had talked, and this kind of was a blind buy.
Oh yeah, I wanted to say I wanted to say before you give your rating, I was like, I'm looking forward to this because I kind of talked Tim into getting
Getting it?
this.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah, you did, but it worked.
Yeah.
I mean, you. This was a game. The way you explained it to me sounded really interesting, and I just really enjoyed myself playing this. Even though I played the same role twice in a row, I think I played smarter the second time, and we corrected a move thing, which
right,
made
and it got way closer.
It got way closer, but the interesting thing is that the game actually plays faster the correct way, which is definitely a bonus
Oh
for
yeah,
me.
that's a huge bonus in general for
And so I do think that 45-minute game time is pretty accurate.
Yep.
And that's right in a sweet spot for me with like a lighter style game. Like if we're just kind of like
get a
turn 'em and
good
burn 'em.
deduction experience in less than an hour. That's pretty good.
with the right people.
Yeah, of course.
So anyways, guys, this has been Treasure Island from Matago Games. It is a awesome experience. So for the Board Game Rundown, I've been Tim.
I've been Bob.
I was Dan.
We'll see you next time.
Thanks for checking out the Board Game Rundown. If you like what you saw, like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Share our videos on social media and spread the word. We publish new content weekly, including reviews, unboxing, and Let's Plays. And as always, thanks for watching.